All right, fourth graders, we're going to look at the multiplication table as one strategy to help you with multiplication and division. All right, so this is kind of your go-to until you learn them on your own. You cannot rely on this strategy as your only strategy because you're not always going to have a multiplication table, but it can help you with memorization and it will help you when you're in a bind and you can find all the answers until you can learn them on your own. So again, my camera work is not the very greatest, and we're going to be moving back and forth between the multiplication table and what you see here. And sometimes I'm going to have to set this down in order to use two hands to touch the multiplication table. So pause as you need to. And know that right now, Miss Rasmussen's probably about a 2 on her camera work. It means she needs some help with it, but she's doing the very best she can. All right, so we're going to start out with just some multiplication. What I don't want you doing right now is looking at these and just saying, oh, that answer is this, or writing them down. What we're going to do is practice finding them first. All right, so we're going to practice what you see. Now, the first thing I want you to see, not on this one because they're the same number, so it doesn't matter. But multiplication, I told you, they're just like addition. They don't care who goes first. So if you find the answer to 7 times 3, you're also finding the answer to 3 times 7. They're the exact same. Okay, so we're going to try 7 times 3. It does not matter for multiplication which number or which side you go to first. Okay, I honestly don't even know if there is, I'm gonna have to put this down, sort of. I don't even know if there really is a side like, oh, this is the first number you see and this is the second, because it absolutely does not matter. So just do whatever your hand goes to first. Find the 7, and then you can find the 3. See, this is my camera work problem because I can't touch the 3. So I'm going to show you another way, which is actually maybe even a little bit easier. I have the 7 here. This is the label. So this is 1. Count 3 over. 1, 2, 3. 7 times 3 is, say it out loud, 21. Now, I'm holding the camera, so I really am not going to be able to show you. But you can take one hand and go down and one hand and go across. Okay? But counting it over would probably be more accurate. So if you're going to do it that way, I would always say start with the biggest number on this side, going down. So if you start with the bigger number, then you count over less. All right? So 7 times 3 is 21. Good. I want you to do 5 times 5. Find that. This is my camera work making me annoyed. Okay, you find 5. Now you could have one finger here and one finger on 5 here and go down till you can meet at 25. Or right here, here's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the answer? 25. Good. Do 9 times 4. Touch the 9. You can go to the 4 at the top and go down, or you can count over. Just make sure you don't count this first row as 1. This is your label. So 1 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 9 times 4 equals 36. Very good. Do 7 times 6. I'm going to stop waiting. Just make sure you pause the video in between. So 7, we're going to go over 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 times 6 is 42. What's 6 times 7? 42. You shouldn't have moved because you already had it. I'm still 6 over 7 times. Okay? Try 4 times 8. If it's me, I'm putting the 8 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The answer is 32. Good. 3 times 6. And the 6 of over 3 times. 1, 2, 3. What's the answer? 18. Good. Now, this is what I want you to see. We're going to write these answers in quickly. So I'm going to I'm going to show it on the video, and you call out the answer, and I'll write it down. Okay? 5 times 5 is 25. 7 times 3 is 21. 9 times 4 equals 36. 7 times 6 equals 42. 4 times 8 equals 32. 3 times 6 equals 18. All right. Just like when you learn addition and subtraction, they're opposites, and they can use fact families. So can multiplication and the opposite, which is division. So this is what I want you to see. If 5 times 5 equals 25, then 25 divided by 5 equals what? You can only use the 3 numbers in the multiplication sentence there. 5 times 5 equals 25. So if I break that apart, 25 divided by 5 equals, well, we should already know the answer is 5, but I'm going to show you how to find it on your multiplication chart. Division always has to start with the bigger number. Start with that bigger number, and then look right here. We have to be in the 5s. So I go to the 5s, I find where 25 is. There it is. Go up. Sorry, that was bad camera work again. I start with the 5s, go to 25, and go up. Oh, that answer is 5. Okay? So I'm going to try one that we don't have on here. All right? And then we'll come back and you can show me all these. All right? So let's try 28 divided by 7. Don't say the answer out loud. What you're going to do is you're going to be looking for 28 in the 7s row. So go over and find the 7s. I found 28 there. Now go straight up. So 28 divided by 7 is 4. And then you write it down. Okay? Let's try a couple more like that, and then I want you to show me the fact family on here. I kind of messed that up, all right? So we'll just practice a couple more, and then we'll erase for the fact families. Okay, so I want you to find trying to find some hard ones. 54 divided by 9. Which row are you going to look at? The 9s, and you'll be looking for the number 54. So go to the 9s, look for the number 54. Now go straight up. What's the answer? 54 divided by 9 equals 6. Okay? So I want you to look at this really quickly before we keep going. If 54 divided by 9 equals 6, what does 54 divided by 6 equal? Some of you probably just yelled it out. For those of you who didn't yell it out, and even those of you who did, go do this on your multiplication chart. Find the 6th row, find 54, and go up. What's the answer? 9, because it was already there. Now do this multiplication. What is 9 times 6? Should have been able to yell that out, but if not, go to your 9s, go 6 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 54. What about if I switch that around? What's 6 times 9? Shouldn't even have to look that up, but we will. But it's 54. It's the same. We're still, the 9s are over here, or I can go to 6 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The answer is still 54. Okay, so using that same idea, I'm going to erase. Don't laugh at my eraser because it is the only sock I could find on the floor in my daughter's room. I want you to think about these fact families. Okay, so if you read this forward, read it out loud to me. 9 times 4 equals 36. Read it backwards. 36 divided by 4 equals 9. They go together. 36 divided by 4 equals 9. So what is 36 divided by 9 going to equal? It's going to equal 4. Check it out on your multiplication chart. Go to we'll start with the first one. 36 divided by 4. Go to the 4s until you find 36. What's the answer? 9. Okay, go to the 9s. Find 36. What's the answer? 4. Okay, so I want you to try this. Okay, I'm going to write them down here, and you are going to have the video paused and go one by one, and then we'll check them. All right, so read this one. 7 times 6 equals 42. 42 divided by 6 equals 42 divided by 7 equals, read this one. 4 times 8 equals 32. Go backwards. 32 divided by 8 equals 32 divided by 4 equals, read this one. 3 times 6 equals 18. Go backwards. 18 divided by 6 equals, and 18 divided by 3 equals. Now I want you to pause it. I want you to try to find each one of these, okay? Even though I'm hoping that you just were saying the answer and that the answer, you understand the answer is here in the multiplication problem, I want you to find them on your multiplication chart. So pause it and do that, and then push play and you'll watch me. Okay? We're on 42 divided by 6. So go over to the 6's, go to 42 and up. The answer is 7. 42 divided by 7, I go to 7's, find 42. Go up. The answer is 6. Did you get that before I showed you? Let's do 32 divided by 8. Go to the 8's, find 32, and go straight up. You'll see the answer is 4. Now 32 divided by 4, go to 4's, find 32, go straight up. The answer is 8. 18 divided by 6, go to the 6's, find 18. The answer is 3. 18 divided by 3, go to 18, go straight up. The answer is 6. All right, you're going to work on a sprints page. I'm not worried about your speed on it yet. What I am worried about is that you're able to fill in what's missing based on using your multiplication chart. I want you to write me a note on it, because if you don't use the multiplication chart and you just know them, I need to know that, because that will tell me it's time to move you on to some other strategies and some other work with multiplication. So make sure I have a note on it if you're not using the multiplication chart. Otherwise, you're going to use your multiplication chart to find the answers to these multiplication problems and to any division problem that they have on there. Remember that sometimes division is written like this. Hold on. Sometimes division is written like a multiplication problem with a missing factor. So it might say 7 times something equals 21. So if it looks like that, then you're still looking at the 7th row, find 21, and figure out what times 7 equals 21. So find that. 7, find the 21, look straight up, what times 7 equals 21? 3. That's still division. Asking yourself, what times 7 equals 21? It's the same as saying 21 divided by 7 equals what? 7, 21, 3 is my answer. Work on that using your multiplication table. When you are finished, you are going to make sure your name is on it. You are going to give it to your sub, and then you may read silently until your sub tells you it's time to get ready for lunch.